Yeah, I'm Mac with Quintillion. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for the company. I've been here for about 2.5 years. I've been having a blast the whole time. Great company, great team. Having an awesome time doing the things we're doing, which is expanding and growing and doing good things for Alaskans. The last 18 months has been just a blur, pretty much across the board. It's like the pandemic obviously is part of that, but we never missed a beat. Through the pandemic, the last 18 months have been, let me actually go back before the 18 months and say, I think the biggest accomplishment was turning up the network, turning up phase one of the network, which is, essentially our West Coast across the North Slope, about a 1,200 mile subsea network that was built into 6 landing stations, and then down through the kind of the spine or the corridor of Alaska, down to Fairbanks, Anchorage, and down to the lower 48. So we turned the system up in December of 2017, and we've been providing services to our wholesale customers ever since. So it's been a great ride. We're continuing to focus on Alaskans and push the network further and deeper into the more remote areas from our cable landing stations. So look at it like this: you've got a cable landing station on the coast. That fiber comes into the coast, and it now can be distributed using fiber, using microwave, and other wireless technologies to go deeper and further into those, like I said, those more remote areas within Alaska. So that's one. The other is which we're very proud of, is we've been operating in the black for the last few years. Our investor has not had to put another dime of investment into the company, so we're kind of a self-sustaining entity at this point, and we're continuing to grow. Kind of the big issue has been, well, let me go back to and tell you about our partners, which I think is one of the most important things that we've got going for us here. And it's pretty much all of the major telecom operators in our area. So again, West Coast and North Slope of Alaska, we're partnered with folks like Alaska, Alaska Communications, Aztec or Arctic Slope, GCI, DRS, and all of those customers buy service from us, broadband services from us at wholesale prices, and then they deliver those broadband connections to their customers using their local infrastructure, whether that's the cable plant or whether that's the traditional telco plant. The third, I think this is the really most exciting because it kind of talks about the future, right? It's like, all right, we built a ground station up in Utqiaġvik, which is 72 degrees latitude. So it's actually the highest latitude point in the U.S. And it's at 72 degrees latitude. And why that's important is there's an influx, there's a continual growth of polar orbiting satellites for Earth observation applications. So remote sensing, high resolution imagery, for navigation, for managing the climate, all those types of things. And those polar orbit satellites go around the Earth like 14 times a day, and they're looking for a high latitude location to drop their data so it can be then processed and further acted upon. So we will be the highest, or are the highest latitude location on U.S. soil, connected to fiber. And we did that project, we finished it up at the end of 2020, December 2020. We went live and we're taking commercial traffic since the first quarter of 2021. We did that with Atlas Space Operations. Atlas Space Operations is another partner of ours that they have the expertise and the software that enables them to coordinate the myriad of satellites going overhead with the important ground stations for delivering that data. So those are kind of the big things that we really enjoyed doing. We're continuing on our mission to connect more Alaskans and strengthen that broadband connectivity throughout Alaska. That's our main mission, right? That's the most important thing that we're doing. Secondly, we're looking at Alaska and the Arctic as kind of a gateway or a bridge between Asia and Europe, with Alaska and the North American Arctic as that bridge or gateway. So we'll be connecting Japan through the Arctic over to the UK And those projects are underway. They're in the planning phases right now, and they're getting some good traction. So, again, that's kind of aside from focusing on Alaska, we're looking at now Alaska as an enabler for this intercontinental connectivity between 3 continents, which will create the shortest route with the lowest latency, which means it's going to be a fast reaction time, the fastest reaction time on the planet between Asia and the major markets in Asia and Europe and the UK. So pretty amazing stuff. And then the third aspect is we're looking to connect space to our terrestrial fiber network, and looking to do that at a high latitude location. So those 3 things: push into Alaska, support Alaskans, strengthen that broadband connectivity for all Alaskans, utilize Alaska and its strategic place in the world as a way to connect Asia to Europe through North America, and connect to space. Bring data down from space to Alaska, high latitude, just awesome. We're the only ones that can do it. U.S. soil, high latitude, fiber. Good stuff.